Hi, my name is Submission Cornelison, and I am a student at the Art Institute of Charleston, working towards my degree in digital filmmaking. Today I want to talk about a film I know at least some of you have heard of, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park by Steven Spielberg is a great film, and I want you to agree with me by the end of the speech that it is a great film. I believe Jurassic Park is a great film because, one, it was the first to make full CG creatures in a movie or in a film that made things more realistic and surprising for everyone during its debut. Second, it showed how important sound is in making a movie. That's soundtracks and sound effects. And third, at the time of its release, they broke some pretty big records at the box office in America and globally. First, let's start off with looking into CGI, or CG. What does CG stand for? It stands for computer generated. In films, it's mostly called CGI, that's computer generated images. And this means that objects or scenery is created and animated on a computer using models. When Jurassic Park debuted, it debuted in 1993, and computers were just starting to make it big in family homes. But they weren't all that big and all that powerful. According to David Crow in his article, Jurassic Park, Still the Best Use of CGI in a Movie, before Jurassic Park, only small things were CG animated, more like effects and tiny little things like in The Terminator. So to come out with fully CG animated creatures, it's a really big deal. We all know that films are about watching them and about, looking at the images and stuff like that, but they're also about listening to them too. A big part of what makes a movie scary or suspenseful or romantic is all about the background music and their sound effects. Jurassic Park showed us that what we hear is just as important as what we see. Animating dinosaurs is one thing, but figuring out what they sounded like is something completely different. We have skeletons to go off of what we know what they would look like, but we don't really know what they would sound like. To come up with the iconic T-Rex roar that we all know and love from the films, according to Sean Hutchinson in his article 20 Things You Might Not Know About Jurassic Park, sound designers used several different animal sounds, including a baby elephant, a tiger, and a close cousin to the dinosaur, a crocodile. They mixed the sounds until they came up with something that sounded like it should come out of a dinosaur's mouth, which is pretty impressive considering that they also had the help of paleontologists on their films. So they weren't doing it alone, but still, the fact that they came up with something that everybody associates with what a T-Rex would sound like these days is amazing. Now, I know you've seen the Jurassic Park films, or you should have seen the Jurassic Park films, but we all know its iconic theme song, the one that goes da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, that great thing. It was composed by a man named John Williams. And you may not know him by name, but I bet you know him by the things that he has made. He's worked with Steven Spielberg on a lot of his pictures, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws, and E.T. He also worked on Star Wars. John has written so many and composed so many songs that are iconic. One of them is the Imperial March from Star Wars, which most of us know as Darth Vader's theme. And for you Harry Potter fans out there, he also wrote Hedwig's theme, which is the main theme for the Harry Potter franchise. That's some impressive work that he has under his belt, and it comes as no surprise that he has won the Academy Award for Best Original Music Score. Perhaps that is also what helped with Jurassic Park's success when it debuted in theaters. At the time of its release, Jurassic Park shattered office records. It was released on June 11th, 1993, and on its opening weekend, it made $47 million. According to Coy Jandreau in his article 50 Things You Did Not Know About the Jurassic Park Franchise, he also goes to say that it made over $900 million in global sales, which surpassed Steven Spielberg's E.T., the previous holder, for the highest grossing global film for 5 years, and it held that title for 5 long years. I can't even remember what I was doing 5 years ago, so that's impressive. In conclusion, Jurassic Park has broken many records, has broken records and remains a classic to this day. It's the movie that had the first CGI, fully flesh and blood creatures. It has an iconic sound design and music score written by an award-winning composer and millions of dollars to its name. Jurassic Park is a film that I believe is great because it was first in CG animation, which has taken over modern movies by storm these days, especially with science fiction films. Jurassic Park showed us that sounds and background music is what makes a movie what it is, and that's great. Everyone has heard the iconic T-Rex roar, and it still gives people the chills. The iconic theme is even more recognizable almost anywhere. This movie broke records on its opening weekend, and it held onto its title for 5 years until Titanic came along and broke those records. That's not all Jurassic Park has to bring to us with its sequel that was released, Jurassic World, on June 12th, 2015, and another sequel to be scheduled to release on June 22nd, 2018 this year. And with Steven Spielberg being involved with both of those projects, you know that there's still more great things coming your way. With all that's going for this film and its franchise, how can you not love it? I'm hoping that after you hear this and listen to what I have to say, that you will agree with me that Jurassic Park is a great film. Thank you for your time and for listening.